Hi, welcome everyone. I am Satish from ASET Institute of Technology. Last class we discussed about importance of studying the safety course. Today I will share some few things about studying first aid. First of all, you know very well what is aid. It is a help or assistance. Okay, what is the meaning of first aid? It is the immediate care. Okay, it is the immediate care given to the victim. Who is the victim? Affected person. Okay, so it is the immediate care given to the victim of accident, any illness or other medical emergency. Okay, so why we are giving first aid to the victim? To preserve life. Okay, to preserve life of the injured person and also to promote his recovery. Okay, then we have to prevent the condition. We have to prevent the condition of the worker from being worsened. So first aid saves the precious life of the affected person before the doctor comes. Okay, so if you want to give first aid to the victim, what are the basic principles? What are the basic principles we have to follow? First of all, do the things quickly and quietly without any fuss. Okay, without any fuss or panic. What is fuss? What is panic? Fuss means unnecessary nervous agitation about unimportant things. What is panic? Sudden uncontrollable fear. Okay, so we have to do the things without any fuss or panic quickly. Okay, then death is not to be assumed. Okay, because it is better to give first aid to the cadaver than allow the living person to die from the absence of first aid. Okay, so if the breathing and heartbeat have stopped, what we have to do? If the breathing and heartbeat have stopped, we have to try to restore the same by using artificial respiration and cardiac massage. Okay, so that is CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Okay, so how first aid save the precious life of injured person. Okay, for example, if the person bleeding heavily, okay, and also if the person has stopped breathing, and also if the person has been unconscious, okay, at that time also we have to provide first aid. And also first aid prevent the development measures. Okay, additional development medical treatment that might result from injury or illness. Okay, so first aid procedures based on medical, okay, medical treatments and also with practical experience. So we have to do, if any bleeding we have to stop the bleeding and also keep the crowd away from the victim. Why? Because fresh air is essential to the victim. Okay, and also in case of fracture, use the splint. Okay, in case of fracture we have to use the splint. Why we are using the splint? Because we have to immobilize the particular fractured part. Splint means a rigid piece of wood. Okay, so in case of fracture we have to use the splint. Okay, and also very important thing in first aid. What is the important thing? Means don't force to feed any liquids. Okay, don't force to feed any liquids to semi-conscious or unconscious person. Okay, this is the very important thing. Okay, so if you want to do the first aid for fracture and first aid for wounds, first aid for bleeding, what precautionary measures we have to take when nose bleeding or fainting? So if heat stroke, sunstroke, okay, snake bite, if you want to do or if you want to give, what are the precautions? Okay, what are the precautions at the time of emergency? Because emergency, these type of emergency situations happen at schools, colleges, in home, or in the street or in the industrial setup. So if you want to do the first aid for fracture, first aid for bleeding, for nose bleeding, first aid for electric shock, first aid for hemorrhage. Okay, so if you want to do the first aid properly, means we have to know the medical procedures with practical experience also. Okay, this is the very 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 important thing, because before the doctor comes, okay, before the doctor comes, we have to save the life of the injured person. We have to promote the recovery of the injured person, and also as a co-employee we have to prevent the condition of the affected person. Okay, we have to prevent the condition of the affected person without any deviation from his health. So it is the immediate care. Before the doctor comes, we have to give some immediate care to the injured person, whether accident, any illness, or any other emergency. Normally what is emergency? An accident with the injury or illness to the employee. So if you want to save the precious life of the employee, you have to give proper first aid to the victim. Okay,